First, scouting prepares you to meet challenges. It gives you confidence in your abilities and experience in leadership. Scouting best teaches leadership and how to meet challenges in its programs oriented to the wilderness. At a time when many worry about American youth turning into couch potatoes, the prisoners of television and video games, scouting continues still to thrust boys and young men into the wilderness, to prove themselves, to learn confidence, self-reliance, to learn about themselves, about nature, about powers greater than themselves, about the power of the soul. What kind of people will we Americans be in the 21st century? Listen to the words of the late Supreme Court Justice William O. Douglas. If throughout time the youth of the nation accept the challenge the mountains offer, they will help keep alive in our people the spirit of adventure. That spirit is a measure of the vitality of both nations and men. A people who climb the mountains and sleep under the stars in high mountain meadows, who enter the forest and scale the peaks, who explore glaciers and walk ridges buried deep in snow. These people will give their country some of the indomitable spirit of the mountains. Scouting prepares you for challenges. It gives you the self-awareness, the quiet self-confidence that comes from meeting nature, meeting the wilderness on its own terms. Second, scouting teaches you the importance of service to others. As you grow older, you will find yourselves surrounded by people of talent, imagination, power, influence, and wealth. As you dream your own dreams of success and achievement and fulfillment, scouting should always remind you of the importance and the spiritual rewards of service. The scouting movement shows dramatically that service to others still beckons the best among us to do battle with complacency, neglect, intolerance, and the emptiness of the spirit that are the common enemies of social peace and justice. This caring beyond self is fundamental to scouting. It is fundamental to democracy. It is fundamental to civilization. Third and finally, scouting teaches you about values. Values such as trustworthiness, loyalty, honesty, kindness, and the respect and dignity due each and every person. This is perhaps scouting's greatest contribution, teaching these values. Far too often, the large problems of our world, of our nation, of our communities are traceable to individuals forgetting or never learning the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. As you look around the world and see the many forms of cruelty and oppression, as I have done, as you look at our own country and at your own hometown, think if only people could practice the tolerance and justice inherent in the Scout Law and the ethics of scouting. But when was the last time you heard someone in our popular culture, someone in a movie or in a rap CD, a movie or TV star, someone on MTV, speak of responsibility or honor or duty? There are in too many places too few people with scouting values, people who say, on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty and mean it. And yet, you here today, and millions of others in scouting, now as in the past, demonstrate daily that scouting offers an alternative, that a life based on principles, on personal honor, on scouting values, can be exciting, adventurous, uplifting, and fulfilling to an individual, to a community, and to a nation. This truly is the heritage of the past and the vision of the future. I worked for 6 presidents of the United States, 4 of them in the White House. I knew and worked with 8 secretaries of state, 9 Secretaries of Defense, 10 National Security Advisors, 7 Chairmen of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, 8 CIA directors, and more generals, admirals, and members of Congress than I can count. And yet, in nearly 30 years of public service, many of them at the highest levels of government, I never found a better insight into what truly makes a leader than I learned in scouting when I was your age. Self-confidence, self-reliance, a spirit of cheerful service, and the importance of values, of virtue, the importance of integrity and of honor, values that will never be out of date. In the Order of the Arrow Ordeal ceremony, the medicine man Mateu recounts the legend of Chingachgook, chief of the Delawares. In that legend, noble Uncas, son of Chingachgook, volunteers for a dangerous mission, saying these words: "If we would remain a nation, we must stand by one another. Let us both urge on our kindred firm devotion to our brethren. Ourselves forgetting, let us catch the higher vision. Let us find the greater beauty in the life of cheerful service. Grasp the heritage of scouting, and you will be fit leaders for the America of tomorrow. And America will continue to be the beacon of hope and decency and justice for all the world. Grasp this heritage, and you will surely prevail in the struggle against hatred, intolerance, injustice, and empty souls here at home. And our vision of the future will be realized. This week, and for all your life long, be prepared to serve and to lead, remembering the words of noble Uncas: if we would remain a nation, we must stand by one another. Catch the higher vision. Find the greater beauty in the life of cheerful service. This truly is a vision worthy of our heritage as Scouts. Thank you very much.